Okay, we're live. Well, hello to everybody. Whenever you're watching this, my name is Mary Sloan, and I am one of the founders of System 7 Success, and we're here to empower you in achieving the success you want and deserve. And one of the things that you are going to need as you become an online marketer is some skill with images. It's something that I use all the time. As we know, a picture says 1,000 words, and it's absolutely true. We can set the tone, we can set the mood, and we can quickly bring people around to seeing our perspective with an image. So one of the things about images is that they can be very, very challenging. Photoshop is great, and if you're a Photoshop master, you can turn off this video because this is not necessary for you. But for those of us who find Photoshop and all its layers either way too time-consuming or way too challenging, or a combination of both, this may help you. I use a wonderful little tool called Picmonkey, and Picmonkey enables me to create images super easily without my having to know much of anything. So let me take you to Picmonkey, and we'll start there and show you what this wonderful tool is that I love. Okay, so Picmonkey is there. You can see it. It's got a little slideshow telling you come on in. And at the very top, of course, it gives us an opportunity to edit, to touch up, to design, and to create a collage. And we can do all sorts of things. Now, I just want to show you some of the basics here, and then I'm going to do another video to show you how to create a meme and to create great quotations that you can put on your website, on Facebook, and all over the web. I'm going to show you how to make a Facebook cover, and I'm going to show you how to make a Twitter cover. But I'm not going to do those all in this video. This one is just an introduction to the wonderful world of Picmonkey. So let's look under the Design tab. And when you get under the Design tab, you have an opportunity to pick one of the presets. Now, of course, if you don't happen to like that, or it's the wrong shape or the wrong color or whatever, or you want it even to be transparent, then over here on the left you can change all those things. So let me pick blue. Not quite the blue I wanted. There, that's better. That's a nice bright blue. And now this came in as a sort of squarish shape, and if I don't like the shape, I can change it. But first of all, since I've got the color, let's apply the color. So now I've got a background for anything that I might want to do. So with that, I can go up to this top one, which says Basic Edits. And in the Basic Edits, there's a crop feature, there's a canvas color, there's a rotate. So if you get things in that are kind of twisted, you can turn them around. You can add exposure, you can sharpen things, you can change colors. So there's lots of things that you can do here under the Basic Edits. What I want to do is resize it. Now this is a nice big size, but for the web you actually don't need such a big size. 2,000 pixels by 2,000 pixels is huge. And let's say that I want this to be 600 pixels square. Square's all right because I can make photos out of it. But I'll also show you how I can change that. But here what I've done is clicked Keep Proportions. And so when I change, everything changes. So now I've got 601 because it thought I was going to 0, so I want to do 600. Now I've got 600 square. Now I find 600 is a good number when I'm dealing with Facebook for the width, okay? The height can vary. So although this is 600 by 600, I could change the width, the height, but the width, 600, you know, you want to be in the range of 550 to 650. That'll keep you comfortably positioned and showing well on Facebook. So if I want to change the type of shape I've got, I'm going to just keep proportions. And taking off that means that it's not going to keep proportions, which means that if I change one of these, it's not going to change the other one. So now I want to take this down to 250 because I want to dramatically change the shape. Okay, so, oops. Now I've got my 600 width, which is comfortable, but I've only got 250 pixels in height. So that will give me a completely different outlook. If I want to change this again and make this thinner, I can do that. And now I've got it 200 by 250, or actually 201 by 250, because of course it doesn't want to ever risk being 0. So it'll put that little 1 in there to save any picture as you are messing around with it. But I'm going to go back to my 600, and I'm going to keep the proportions because I want to bring up a nice big square. So as I put in 601 here, it gives me 601, you know, and I can go back to 600, no problem now. It just wants to be sure that I never go to 0. So let's do some fun things with this block of blue. So I'm just going to apply it now, and never go over here, because when you do this, this will bring in a brand new picture, and we'll go there towards the end. I just want to show you some of the fun things that you can do with this. So here, and you know, when you get into Picmonkey, I should say it's absolutely free. There is an opportunity to pay for some special features, but really most people don't need them at all. I finally came along and did pay. I think it's $3 a month or something really small like that, so that I have access to every font that they give me. But it's really not necessary. As you'll see, there are all kinds of things here that are absolutely free. And don't hesitate to just play. You know, it just allows you to bring in different colors and brightness. You know, I don't find that's making any difference. Oh, it did make a little bit of difference. Okay, so it brightened it up. You know, one of the things that I like a lot is a way to edge things and to make sort of a form around the outside. So there you can see my picture is now edged, and I have the opportunity to change that. What it put in was a black edge. Maybe I want a yellow edge. Maybe I want a light green edge. So, oh, that's kind of pretty. Okay, now I can fade that so that it's hardly visible, or I can make it quite visible. My size I can change, so I can take it down to really being on the edge, or I can take it up so that it really brings a lot of that turquoise into that blue. And I can change the intensity, so it can be quite bright, or I can take and make it very soft. So there's a lot of things you can do. When you like the effect, you just go ahead and hit apply. Now, if you ever don't like the effect totally, just hit cancel and it just goes right back. I happen to like this effect, so I'm going to apply it. There we go. But let me show you an effect that can be interesting, but not one that you want to use all the time. So with this, oops, it makes it very, very, very dark. And I want to fade it so that you can see the picture again, because this is a very dark type of approach. and it covers the whole thing. Not something you want to do all the time, but there may be times that you want to apply. What I love about it is that there's the opportunity to play here. So you can just play away and have all kinds of fun. Don't worry if things don't work out. You can always go back and undo it. And if you applied and then go, oh, gee, I don't really like that, you can even undo the last edit. So there's lots of things that you can do here. One of the things that I do like a lot sometimes is when I have a picture and I want to put kind of a color on it that's different than what I had started with. So this allows me to kind of put, let's go with a bright red, yeah, sure. And it allows me to change that around. So I can put the red in different parts of the picture by changing this. And it can be in all over the place. And you can see how it sort of circles around. So it goes from side to side, up and down. And I can fade it so that it's lesser. I can make it stronger so that it's real red. So, you know, maybe I want to put a real red tinge up in a certain area. I can do that. And it's kind of fun. There's lots of other things that you can do with that tool. Not going to keep that, so I'm just going to cancel that. But there's sorts of all fun things you can do. You can spotlight, focal, and, you know, just have a lot of fun. Now, we can also do touch-ups. Now, this is primarily for faces. And since I don't have a face here, we're not going to spend any time on it. But like I say, go in and play with it. If you've got a picture you want to improve, if you want to change eyes, if you want to add mascara, eyebrow pencil, etc., etc., it's all here. Don't hesitate. And generally, you can find videos that will help you and provide more information. The big ones that I use all the time are my overlays. Now, you can use their overlays. So sometimes I want an arrow, and I'll go in here and say, oh, an arrow would be nice. Okay, but I don't want that color. I want that color. I want this arrow to go down there, and I want it over here. So I can just move it around. There you have it. I have an arrow. And sometimes I use that. You know, if I have a Facebook cover and I want to point them to a particular area, of course, Facebook's now changed, so my apps aren't there anymore. I won't likely be using the arrow in that place anymore for Facebook. But, you know, if you want people to like your page, you know how important that is on Facebook. You can point an arrow up there. And you have all kinds of fun arrows. Now, they have kind of different shapes and emptier arrows and things that you can play around with, but these are in the pay for. So you don't have to have them. There's lots of other things that you can use. Okay, so those are kind of fun overlays that are there. You know, they've got everything from facial hair that you can apply, obviously not to a blue canvas, but and if you want this to disappear, you just go delete. You want this to disappear, delete, and away you go. So there's lots of fun things that you can do here. You know, you can add lips, lipstick, sunglasses, hats. You can add, you know, funny buggies all over the place. You can add sparkle stars. There we go. I want a star in my picture. And maybe I want it up there. Oh, why not spread it through my picture? That's kind of fun. Make it bigger. Sure. There you go. Now you've got a star in your picture. And as you can see, I've got two colors here. I can make it yellow and white, or I can make it red and white, or I can make that color yellow. So there's lots of fun things that you can do. as I say, just get in here and have a lot of fun. But there's also an opportunity to bring in your own pictures and things. And this is very important when you want to create memes. And we'll get to that. But I just want to show you how, let's say you want to bring people. I have some people here. I can bring them into my picture. I can play around with them. Go all over the place. Okay, now I've got people. And let's just leave that there for now. That's kind of fun. And now I want to add some text. I want to tell you something about these people. So I've clicked on T for text, and it gives me this huge array of font options. And it really does get quite extensive. And of course, what's great is that you can try stuff. So let's say that you want to try, oh, let's pick one that's kind of wild here. Oh, this trash hand. Okay. So this is really skinny writing, so it's going to look kind of funny. But you can try it. What's great is you can try it. So I want it to show up, so I'm going to try a turquoise color there, and I go, networking is fun. And who knew? But it actually doesn't look too bad since I talked about fun. That's kind of a fun font, and that will catch attention. So it's not bad. And that's what you want to do, is you want to look at it, go, does it work? Oh, it actually does work. All right, well, that's kind of fun. But maybe I want to see if something else works even better. And all I have to do is darken it. Now I can go to Edo. Let's see what Edo does. Networking is fun. Is that better? Is that worse? You see, it doesn't really matter. It's up to you. You can play with it. And you can have all kinds of fun with it. Say, oh, well, let's try yellow. Does that stand out better? Interesting. Different look. So if you have certain colors you want to work with, of course you can make them. If you have certain pictures you want to work with, of course you can make and bring them in to your picture. And there's lots of other things. I'll show you how to do a couple of other things. You can frame it. Now, one of the things that they've started to add is shape cutouts. And this is really fun because all of a sudden you can make that whole picture into a circle. And this little checkered checkmate thing around it, that says it's all transparent. So when I say apply, all I would put up on my page now, if I were to save it, would be this circle saying networking is fun. So obviously I can catch a lot more attention with that, perhaps, than I can with a square. And I see that I've kind of got it a bit uneven. So let me go back and let me try that again. So I can mess this around. I can bring it over. And remember, all you're going to see is a circle. So if I want to get it over a bit more, if I want to try it as a star, well, that didn't work so well. Oh, that's kind of fun. So I can just get that in there. Oh, great. Now I have a completely different kind of background and picture. And I can have it transparent or I can have it white. I like transparent when I do these fun shapes. I can change the angle. Now that's not going to change much because of the nature of the one I chose. But if I have a triangle in here, triangle's not going to work very well, but at least you can see how I can make the size larger, and then I can make the angle different. And perhaps I could, by working it around, I could get it to fit in here. Oh, pretty good. Now I have a completely different shape, and my networking is fun. I can make it a bit bigger so that I get more in, and you can see what you can do. Obviously, I'm going fast and I'm not straightening things up, which you clearly can do. So it's up to you. You can play with it and have a lot of fun. Apply it or not. Apply it, then go, maybe I don't like that, and you can just undo it. You can also put all kinds of different shapes on it. You can round corners. Now I don't want that white there, so I want this transparent. So that's kind of a different idea for it. Apply that. Now I want to put a museum mat type corner around it. And so I can use black. I can make that outer color any color I want. I can make the thickness of that small or yet light. I can make the thickness of the inner part thick or light. I can play around with that. I can add that inner color to be anything that I like. And apply that. And there's, as I said, don't like it, just go back and undo. There's all kinds of fun things you can do, putting on a burst here, starburst in behind. Oh, yellow in behind. Oh, that doesn't look very good. That kind of looked interesting. You can put that up from above so that it kind of shines down on it. You can make it bigger so it saturates more, bring it more. So you can see that you can have a great deal of fun here. And I'll cancel that, although it actually was pretty cool. And there's all kinds of more things you can do. There's school shapes. If you ever want check marks and things, school has that. There's sort of trick and treat. There's Santa Claus. There's celebrate. There's, of course, Valentine's, or if you're doing something for somebody's wedding anniversary or you have a wedding site, you know, that's all good for sweethearts. So I just wanted to introduce you to Picmonkey, give you some idea of how flexible a tool it is, and then I'm going to show you how we can specifically use it to make some of our necessary ingredients to our marketing. So thanks so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. Have fun with Picmonkey. Remember, it's free. And to get to it, it's Picmonkey, Picmonkey, all one word, .com. Picmonkey.com.